Okay, guys, here we are for graph number 3 on part 2. We want one graph comparing 2 columns worth of data. Again, you have options here. You do not have to do the graphs that I do, but you can do the graphs that I do if you want to. When I think about comparing 2 columns of data, I, not always, but sometimes think about doing a side-by-side histogram or side-by-side column chart. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And we'll see how that looks. We're going to start back up where we left off here with our LA Kings data. There's our ogive that we created in the last video. We're going to stick that off to the side here. And we're going to compare, let's say we're going to compare LA Kings to Anaheim Ducks. All right, let's do that. Let's go through and take a look real quick at what our range is on our Anaheim Ducks. We could sort the data, which is what I did last time. But I could also select it here and go over here to my quick calculator in the bottom right and see that my min is 14 and my max is 44. So if I stick to the bin widths, which I'm going to want to do, I'm going to want to have the same bin widths for both teams. And I've already made the LA Kings bins. So they were bin widths of 5. We're going to stick to 5, but instead of going from 20 to 40, it looks like we're going to need to go from, say, 15 to 45. So let's do that. I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to copy the stuff I already made so my life's a little bit easier, and I'm going to slap it down underneath here. And we're going to change that from Los Angeles Kings to Anaheim Ducks. And our bin width here, instead of going from 20 to 40, we're going to make it 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And then this is going to go to 19, 24. If I don't feel like counting up by 5s, I could always select those 2 and drag it down, and it will continue the pattern that it started, which was increasing by 5. My frequency count, I'm going to have to update that formula a little bit. Remember last time we went in and locked in those B cells, so it is referencing the Los Angeles Kings data, and I need it instead to reference the Anaheim Ducks data. But again, not really that big a deal to update. All I got to do is change my B's to A's. So I'm going to change that A, 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 and then I can just drag her down like that. And it should make sense that I have a 0 in this column because our maximum was 44. So I don't actually even need this last row. I'm going to delete it. Let's sum it, make sure that it equals 200. So we're going to say equals sum, parentheses, highlight the cells we're interested in, close parentheses, 199. Well, that's gosh darn interesting. Why are we getting 199? Okay, first off, let's make sure that we actually end at 201. We do. Highlight that separately. Our sum is 199. Okay. See, I remember why. It's because our lowest was 14 and my lowest bin size here is 15. Gosh darn it, I'm going to have to make some adjustments. Again, not that big a deal. One of the great things about doing this not on paper is it's pretty easy to adjust as you need it. I'm going to add a bin below it. I'm going to take what I have, drag it down 1 row, make this 10 to 14. Go ahead and make this all centered the way I have it centered up there. And now I can drag this formula actually up 1, boop, and there's our last piece of data. We're set to go. I'm going to go ahead and delete these guys for now. Maybe I won't. We'll leave them. All right, so now let's check our sum again. Equals sum, parentheses, boom, boom, 200. If I look at my formula that's in there right now, it's taking a fraction of this frequency divided by the 200 up here. Technically fine, but I want it to reference the 200 in my new column, so instead of J11, I'm going to have it reference J24, which is where this one is. So I changed my formula here from J11 to J24. drag it down, and then I'm going to drag it up one as well to get that new column that I added. And this one we are going to delete. We're going to have to redo that formula a little bit. Not a big deal though. Okay, this should all sum to 1 if we did it properly. So if I highlight that, I look down here at my bottom right corner, I see that it does in fact sum to 1. I just realized that my face is blocking the tab here. You guys can't even see what I'm looking at when I talk about this. Here's the quick calculator down here at the bottom right. Really handy to look at. Gives you your sum, your average, your min, your max, your count numbers. So I highlighted my tab, my sum is 1, we're good. Let's go ahead and drag that over to the right. Remember, this has our sum in it as well. So now instead of summing this set of columns, it's going to sum 1 over because I dragged it 1 over that set of columns. And I'll go ahead and write the sum here too. All right, to start our ogive, I guess I'll make it, even though we're not making an ogive graph. Maybe I'll want it later. We've got the table right here, might as well make it. So if I say equals the first percentile, that's our first one. Our next one is going to be the one above it plus the one next to it. So equals that plus that. L17 plus K18, hit enter, drag it down, make sure my last one is 1, which it is, looks great. Center this. We're good to go. All right, let's make that side by side histogram that we were talking about. Well, how will we do that? I'm going to, I want to make sure that my x-axis has all of the values that are in both histograms in it. So the upper one here goes from 20 to 40. This one goes from, or 20 to 44. This one goes from 10 to 44. So I can get away with just these bin widths here for the Anaheim Ducks. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to highlight these and I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it below. And then I'm going to take the frequency count for the LA Kings. And this is going to be a little tricky, but you're going to be okay. We're going to copy that. And we are going to paste it. Let's see, we want to line it up with the word bin here. Except this time we're going to do paste special values only, which you could also do with Control-Shift-V. Now, why are we going to do that? We are going to do that because we don't want the formulas anymore. We want just the values. Our 45 needs to be lined up with the 20 in order for us to get the proper histogram. Right now my 45 is lined up with the 10. So I'm going to select these numbers and I'm going to move my cursor till I get the little hand. I'm going to drag it down 2 spaces. And I'm going to go ahead and label this as LA Kings. And I'm going to drag this over here, the Anaheim Ducks. We'll make this frequency. Here we have our 1 lined up with the 10. And you'll notice that I didn't paste special this time. I just copied and pasted and I got the wrong set of values. They don't match anymore. So instead I want to Control-Shift-V, which is to paste the values without the formatting. And now we're basically there. We've got our bin lower limit. We've got the frequency for the Kings, the frequency for the Anaheim Ducks. And now I'm starting to think about what I want things labeled in my histogram. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just move these down here, get rid of some of these titles, so that we just have lower limit, LA Kings, Anaheim Ducks. Now if I select all three of those, this is my x-axis, right? This is x, this is y1, this is y2. So I'm going to select those. I'm going to insert my chart. Again, it kind of defaults to this line chart. We don't want a line chart. We want to do a side-by-side column chart. And here we can see in red the Anaheim Ducks and in blue the LA Kings. And this will be a histogram with our lower limit for our bin width on our x-axis. On our y-axis, we are going to change that to shots on goal. Or no, we're going to change that to games, number of games. For our horizontal axis, that will be labeled shots on goal, bin, lower limit. All right, so now we got a pretty decent side-by-side histogram comparing those two sets of data.